Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to another patch rundown. This is the third or fourth one, I forget. This is one of the smaller ones. It's not very, it wasn't amazing. It's just a small skill balancing. So might as well start, right? Okay, so you see the Anubises or Anubi? I don't know. It's not Latin, so I don't know. Anyway, the Anubises get buffed, all of them. Now, I'm thinking these guys are gonna get the Lich treatment. They get buffed every patch, and then maybe at some point they'll be useful. Or they might create another dungeon to suit them. So, Brand of Hell. This is the second skill. So essentially they made it sort of a, sort of reverse execute. Lower your HP gets... Oh no, the enemy HP, so it's just an execute. So how much that DPS increases because of your how much that DPS increases because of the HP drop, I don't know. I don't know anyone who's brave enough to test it because they're pretty meh. But still, it's a decent buff. Well, why not? You know, free buff. So now this one, the Anubis Fire Dark Soul Devourer. Oh my! Yeah, there we go. So the damage proportional to max HP and attack power, now it's just max HP. And they just put the execute factor in there as well. That again is kind of meh. You know, just a very small increase, I guess, in damage. They just took out the attack power factor as well, so maybe as much damage as you lose, you will gain. I don't know. Again, this is not like the Dark Anubis is an at 5, so he's a very decent monster now with those buffs actually, but still not anything that proves itself as you think great. The Fire Anubis just proportional to max HP, so he gets a much better shield now. But so well, that it doesn't really matter if its kit doesn't help in being a very good monster. I mean, he has okay base stats, they're not very good. I could see him as a fire tank in like Guild Wars, but there are better options. I mean, the Fire Vagabond is a better option if you want something like that. So I don't know. So he's a bit more team oriented with Fire Anubis, but just a battery of HP. So I don't like. The Wind Anubis. Now that's actually a pretty decent buff. The Wind Anubis was just okay, always just okay, but then he got this little... He just didn't have good base stats, and he's like coming back with the buffs that he came was like, yeah, okay, well done. So now what? You're gonna just die again. Whereas now with increasing the attack power by 100%, you know, he can do something as he comes back. That said, he's still underwhelming overall. I mean, he has the branding, yes. I can see him being a bit better in raids, for example, now, but still, it's a passive. Oblivion fucks him up, same as everyone else. So I don't know about him either. But you know, if they do keep buffing the liches, yeah, they did that. If they keep buffing the Anubises, then maybe we'll get some more. Now, Light One, Secret of Eternal Life. Light One was already very good. Let's just start with that. The Light One is the only Anubis that I personally really like. I think he's great for raids, especially for newer players. And now the even less cooldown and increased recovery amount, so more healing. That's excellent. So yeah, good buff here. Good buff. For the Dark One, he made him the pretty much only AoE branding in the game, and with a great attack. You know, a great AoE attack in his. I think that's his third skill. Yeah, it's his third skill. So, and they reduce its cooldown. I guess he could be okay now, but I don't know. Still, all his attacks scale with HP. Well, his second and third skill scale with HP. So I guess he could be a decent HP to damage HP nuker or bruiser. And branding does help with damage, but it's not defense big. So maybe PvE. I haven't thought of this in PvE, in a PvE mindset. But still, I think that's too slow. Like, branding would be a bit too slow. If it was a multi-hit attack, he'd be great for Necro, though. I guess. Now, the Light Vampire. In every patch, they take some of the Nat 5s that people have been whining about. I'm not saying whining in a bad way in this instance. And they try to fix some parts of them. This is okay. So, effect change when receiving a fatal damage. Wow. Grammar. Decrease the HP of all other allies. So, he's a reverse Quadam, right? He takes from the team. I like that thematically. He is a vampire after all. But I don't know how good that would be in... You know, he's just making your team more cleavable, essentially. So you kill him, and slowly you kill the whole team. A multi-hit attack that will kill him like 4 times might just kill the whole team. So, reverse Quadam, I can see that being pretty nice in Guild Wars though. With sort of lower monsters, with less monsters and a good healer, AoE healer, and then Julian, whatever his name is, you know, working with that. That could be pretty decent. Also, it doesn't take the allies below 30%, so just like Quadam, he won't kill them, but it will make them close to death, killable. Now, for the Yeti, they just made TOA harder. Thank you, come to us. For Frankenstein, this is nice. This is a nice buff. As Tractor is gaining popularity due to shoutout YDCB, I guess. He doesn't need my shoutout, but yeah. 5% even more attack power. I won't argue with that. That's never a bad thing. Now, Jara, they took out the continuous damage and they put disturb recovery and brand for 3 turns. I don't understand that too. Like, I don't understand why they're doing this. Jara, okay, you disturb recovery and brand for 3 turns, but that attack is supposed to just kill them. That's what it does. Like, you kill them with that attack, it doesn't. They don't res. No, nobody's going to build a tank Jara to do this. I don't understand it. The damage increase is good though. Even like the multiplier for this attack is ridiculous. And Jara has the Dark Nova, which Teshar and Perna have, so he does current HP damage and he hurts. So he has 2 very, very, very strong attacks now. I guess this is okay in a PvE setting. Disturb recovery and brand. This is making pretty decent in Necro, I guess. But, single target nuker. Without AoE, yeah. Light Beast Hunter, okay. So you just gave him Galleon's 2nd skill. Good for you. Okay, about the Light Beast Hunter, his base stats so bad. But yeah, that's decent. This sort of attack is good for any PvE setting, especially giants, for example. Now let me check him a little bit. There he is. So he has all his stuff is this is the Silver Light, right? Yeah. All his stuff is with attack power now, and the opponent's max HP destroy. He has on the first skill, like all the Beast Hunters. But yeah, so now he makes sense, right? You can build him with all attack, and I guess he wouldn't be a terrible PvE monster, no matter his meh stats. We'll see, I guess. Now, Verad. Damage increased by 20%. That's one of the biggest buffs. And 60% chance on the activation rate for the freeze. Excellent. Okay, very good. Now, also a damage increase on dragons on what's this guy's name? Something. Whatever. Gorgo. Is it Gorgo? I forget. Anyway, Dark Dragon, 13% increase in 3rd skill. Always a good thing. Now, Verad gets some, synergy in his skill. All his skills scale of defense, except the first one, but yeah, that's okay. Now he has some synergy. You build him defense could damage defense, or speed could damage defense, and actually use him as a nuker, or you can build him as a tank with decent damage now. Obviously violent, but violent was the set for him before as well. And just make him a constant pain in the ass. He also fits the current meta. as a defensive and as an offensive unit, he has an HP lead, which is huge in the current meta as well. Also, yeah, we talked about this, the freezes all enemies for 1 turn as well, so he has 2 freezes, and this one is 100% activation. That's huge. Like, Varad just became, like, he can solo to Ayark now. But, yeah, fuck everything. Just Varad it. Yeah. Now, the Dark Dragon with Decimate, he will hurt. Yeah, it won't crit 100%, so you won't be able to just have him at 20% crit and stack crit damage, but 100% crit damage. Like, that plus the rage set, plus the base crit damage, for example, if you build him rage, that's just, plus the basic crit damage, that's 240 crit damage without any subs. Without any runes as well. Just 240. 80 from the 4 slot rune, 320. 25 from the totem. That's how much now? Where were we? 345. And then the subs. It's crazy how much damage he can do with this. Like, it's stupid. Thank God he's not that common. Okay, now the Elven Rangers. Just damage increases in all their stuff pretty much. Like, I'm not gonna go through every single one. The very relevant one, Adrian, and maybe the dark one, they got damage increases is good for them for the for Necro. So those of you who use Adrian and Necro, he just got even better. Sky Dancers, they finally did the switch between. Now it makes sense. Like the dark one and the light one support an attack. They have the right skills now. Finally. Also, this is a huge thing. Like, she is a very good ignore defense nuker now. The dark Sky Dancer. She will just she can on AD if you use her. She has a 24 speed lead. She can just destroy one of the nukers that are now in vogue. If you have like an Orion, let's say Chiwu, Dark Sky Dancer, Orion X, and then she just uses third skill and kills something. That's not too bad, right? It kills a nuker, so you have less to use. It's not terrible. That's just one. Like, I think she would be better in AO than AD, but still, it's a very nice. It's a very nice buff, and she also has another skill now. She doesn't heal, which is weird. She actually does more damage and buff removes, which is great. She actually, I think the Sky Dancer now is pretty OP for Necro, because Blade Fan is 3 times, the Dagger is like 5 times, I don't know how many. She might be pretty good, and ignores defense. I'm looking forward to people using her Necro, those like Baron has her, I think. So yeah. Let's not obscure them. Okay, cool. So Kobold Bombers, Time Bomb damage increase. Okay, that's good, I guess. Now, I'm going to separate the activation rates for the wind and the water stuff. It's a very small, like, increased chance. Electric Bomb on the wind one is really good. They got to 100%. But I want to focus on the fire one. Zebrola has been pretty meh. Like, people have been asking me, for example, like, should I use him for Necro? No, you shouldn't, he's terrible. But now, he's a pretty good dotter. He puts a lot of dots up now, and he puts them with more, with better chances. The hits are the same, so he's still a multi-hitter. So now, even though I still don't like him much, he's a more acceptable option. Adrian is still better though. So, yeah. So the light one, I didn't know he needed a buff, but he got one anyway. Dark one is probably still shit. I mean, yeah, silence. This one, the Hell Lady one, is actually pretty good because Gouge, if I remember correctly, Gouge does more damage the more dots you have on, right? Or you crit, let me see. Load, little collection, load. Okay, so Gouge. Yeah, the damage of this attack increases by 50%. The enemy starts suffering and continues damage effect. So by making it hit 3 times, every time, like you hit the first time, you put up continuous damage. If there's defense break, even better, and then the other 2 attacks will do more damage, which is cool. It's not a huge thing, but it's a decent DPS upgrade. The light one is just ridiculous now, the light hell lady. But like, her third skill was already OP, now with the second one as well. But yeah, you can't buff Beth without buffing the light one, so what can you do? Also, damage increase, very good. So Beth, slowly getting buffed. She's getting there, guys. Don't lose hope. Now the Ninetail Foxes, they've all gotten really great upgrades. So the Water, Wind and Light, the Soul Snatcher, yeah, that's okay for farming. And for Necro, for those of you who use the Wind one for Necro. And the shield is always a good thing. I mean, just makes it easier for people to use Soha early on to farm Paimon, I guess. Fire, Dark, Enchant. This is awesome, actually. This makes a Dark one so good in Guild Wars now. With Violent, I can see a Dark one just instantly, like, just killing the whole enemy team, or stunning it at least. Her multiplier on the third one is one of the biggest in the game, and it turns Sleep into Stun. Also does huge damage, so even if you don't kill them, you stun them. And now, if you recover a turn, much like Ciara, and you have Violent, you can stack those turns again and again and again and again. So the thing stopping you obviously is Will Runes, but still I can see this being very nice. Also, for the Fire one, it's good for Necro. I mean, sometimes in the waves, Shihua will use her second skill, so I guess, you know, now she will not actually waste a turn. She will, for the boss, she'll just put the stolen person to sleep and then hit them again. So I guess you don't lose a turn there as well. So that's good. It's good for Shihua as well. The cleanse, okay, damage increase, whatever. Now this buff, I'm not actually sure I like it too much. The brand thing, because it was in Necro, how it worked was you hit the 5 times and then she did the branding. That said, if the Necro boss had 5 shield stacks, it removed the 5 shield stacks and then it put the branding. Now, the hits actually cause the branding. So if you have 5 shield stacks, Shihua is not going to put branding on now. So that part I don't like much. But I guess you have much more chance. Instead of 1 activation, you have 5 now. So I guess it's better when the shield is actually down. Oh well. The light one increases your... Yeah, so now her third skill has a passive and an active. It activates to, you know, heal you and stuff as it did previously. But also now, instead of buffing you, the passive thing you have, every time you use a skill, your stats are increased. So I'm not sure this is very good. Still kinda meh. But the dark one, everyone who has the dark one should be super happy. Galadriel got a small buff, okay, 6%. Whatever, thank you. And the provoke here, I think that's useless. Like, yeah, whatever, terrible. Now the live vampire, yeah, you don't get resistance anymore. Thank God for TOA. Now we'll actually land skills on him. And in TOA, guys, this will not affect the live vampire in TOA because you kill the archangels anyway. So even like his passive won't get into effect because he won't have allies to, you know, heal him. So now he gets attack power and attack speed, so it's nice to make him speed crew damage attack, for example. He gets damage off his speed for the second skill. Also, the critical hits will stun the enemy for 1 turn. Usually if you build something DPS, you want to crit, so pretty good for Guild Wars now. He heals himself, he doesn't die easily, he stuns the opponent, he has very good scaling in his skills, I guess. That's pretty good. Okay. Also this one, 100% chance activation on the second skill. Pretty good. The Dark Sky Dancer I think is the biggest buff. Like Verad and Dark Sky Dancer are the biggest buffs in this patch. Yeah, this one I don't... The AI, okay, whatever, I guess she'll be more annoying in TOA now. Skill errors, yeah, whatever. The one skill error that I want to talk about though is this one. So fix the issue of the skill activating against targets whose beneficial harmful effects are at full capacity. Now what that means is that when you when something has 10 buffs in TOA, 10 debuffs, and you sleep them and activate, but it doesn't sleep them actually because it had 10 buffs, you will probably not get the attack bar increase. which is a nerf to Aria, because this actually happens. So I guess too bad. I think this is what it means. I'm not sure, but it makes sense that this is what it means. The rest of the stuff, whatever. Some of these might make TOA a bit harder. Malaka gets a small buff and damage, whatever. But yeah, this is just bug fixes. It was a small patch, but you know, I'm sure they'll get some more out soon. They should make them a bit more often though, the patches. Like small patches like this, but more often would be a better thing than what they've been doing so far. Anyway, this was it. Hope this helped, and those of you who have monsters that got buffed, congrats.